Hello everyone, welcome to another crossover catch-up. This one's not exactly going to be as long as the last one, which went on forever. I'm just joined by the normal two today. Say hello. Go
Howdy,
on.
howdy, hoobity daddy. I am here now. Awesome.
And,
I guess he choked to death. Oh well.
alright, so we start with news now. We're going to look at some of the updates on the Kickstarter. The most notable one is that they have
Hi, I'm Grandma
scrapped,
Viking.
not
I have a very delayed response because I'm really tired. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, namely a news segment that could be going on right now. That would
so
be really
they've not
annoying.
necessarily scrapped the documentary, but they have decided not going to do it now. It might happen later anyway. And instead they've put Aang versus Traveler there. Interesting choice. Um, it's hard not to look at this
Mm-hmm.
and think it's because of the pushback, but I'm not gonna say it is or not because people will take my word for it either way I go. So I'm just gonna say that you can interpret it that way, and you can also not.
The the struggles of being an influencer in this community is that people are going to read into anything you say, either being a hint or a sign to take your word as gospel.
See,
I do
the
not
real
like
reason
either.
this is
Yes,
happening is that this is all a hint towards Kira versus
whenever
Adachi.
you complain about it on Twitter, Gumball, all I think is "Welcome to my world, child."
Listen, if I complain loud enough, maybe at some point people will understand that they are the problem.
They've also announced two new matchups, which as of now I don't think have been hit. Either of them, which are Godzilla versus Hulk and Gru versus Megamind. And
Before we
I have
continue,
not checked.
Hmm?
I, I just want to say, I fucking called it last time. I said it. It was a tier name. It hasn't been brought up
That
since
has
season
nothing to do
7.
with it.
I
No,
don't
that's
care
nothing
if
to
it
do
had
with it.
nothing to do with it. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care. I was right. I
No, you
called it.
weren't.
You know, I don't, I
It
don't,
is
I don't
literally on the
decide. I
book.
don't make a song and dance of it when I'm right. Have you seen that chart I made of how much of the last 3 seasons I predicted in advance? You don't see me going on about how great it is. I made it. I put it out once. End of story. Don't need to make a song and dance about it because you're
I
one of
had
your
an
many shots in the
entire
dark hit.
I had an entire Broadway musical set up. You're just gonna steal my thunder like this.
I'm not going to
I
steal your
So,
thunder. I'm
commissioned.
just going to completely get rid of it.
yeah, no,
I haven't
no.
checked
You see,
since waking up this morning, so maybe they've added something new, but I doubt it.
no,
No.
nothing
No,
new.
we are
Uh,
closer. We are closer to Hulk versus Godzilla, though. I think for now this might be the final stretch goal because I
I
don't
know.
realistically see us making it too much farther than this. We might make it
I
past
my
Hulk versus Godzilla, and then that's about where I'm expecting it to stop.
That's probably the most reasonable one. I know Kickstarters get like a huge boost near the end as well, but how big it is, we'll have to wait and see.
I don't think it's going to be $100,000 to jump from Hulk Godzilla to Gru Megamind. Like, as cool as it would be
Um,
to get Gru versus Megamind, I think that one's just been killed. I mean, it'll probably happen
killed
anyway.
again,
It'll probably happen anyway. But
maybe. Yeah.
I mean, given the
I
fact they
know
just
someone.
moved Aang Traveler, or when people had a bit of pushback, they're like, yeah, well, we want to do it anyway. They just moved it up. I feel like anything they reveal, they're gonna just do anyway because they have an interest in it. So probably happen anyway.
Apparently, Gru Megamind's like one of the top 10 most requested matchups, and I'm like, oh, cool.
I mean, especially now, given Megamind came back for better or not better actually, and
Yeah, no,
Gru just keeps getting new stuff, new appearances. You know, he was in Minions Rise of Gru, don't you know?
I know. Yeah, that was the thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so. It is weird to think about because Despicable Me as a franchise only recently has garnered a popular reputation. Most of the time, it's people being purely apathetic or so tired of it in the Minions. So it's weird to see Gru in this position. and recently take the moral victory because of how Megamind's new entries have turned out in terms of quality.
I'm certain people still like Megamind more, just via the memes and his legacy. But yeah,
I, I think this is more so a recency bias thing.
probably. I still prefer Megamind just by the first movie alone. But Gru's still cool.
Hmm.
My issue with this matchup is not particularly the matchup itself, but I remember the crew saying this before. I imagine they're walking back on this, so don't take this as me challenging them to change their mind on something. No, I'm just mentioning something that I'm pretty sure they said before. They said that if they were to do this, they were going to kill all the minions immediately because they're annoying. You would be
Good.
actively removing a good part of Gru's arsenal, and you can just write them to be not as annoying. I think killing them off is kind of
I
stupid.
think that'd be pretty based.
Nemesis, where's your take on this?
I mean, I fucking hate those little buggers, but like they are necessary. You can have a huge chunk of them get taken out and not kill all of them, or save them all getting fucking ethnically cleansed by Megamind till the end when he uses the big space laser, which hilariously is not even like his big ultimate super weapon anymore. He's got his binky now, but like it's cooler than the binky. So
He has a rock that can give him Metro Man's powers. That's cool, I guess.
does Metro Man
And
not
of course,
need to be there like in the area for that to work?
I would. I think people would need to watch the show to get better context of
I
that.
swear
well, that would
from the
require
clips I saw,
that
shut
would
up,
require.
silence. From the clips I saw, it looked like they had to both be holding the rock to transfer the powers over to each other. Now go on, now go.
Hmm.
No, you see, I was gonna say that would require watching the show so people don't fact check it.
Well, he watched the show. He fact checked it, and
I
if that's
didn't
the
watch the
case, then
show. I
yeah,
just
that's
saw
not
the
Yeah,
not too
clip.
viable. Well, he saw the clip. That's still watching the show. You put in more effort
I
than
watched the
what
Shay
most of this
Frillis
community will.
review on it, and he brought it up, and my first thought was, "Oh, is that important?" And then I saw what was happening on screen. I went, "Nope."
uh,
I mean,
Um,
theoretically, I don't know if like the other person needs to consent to giving the power over, but like theoretically, Megamind could use it on Gru and swap their stats, which would hilariously give Megamind the advantage now. Um,
that
which
would
is
be funny
pretty great,
actually.
especially because like now,
Actually, yeah, I guess
all right,
uh,
listen.
we could talk about
But
like the debate of it. I guess.
what I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking of this one moment, right, where Gru has his minions, Megamind has a bunch of his inventions, they're flying at each other, and they're just kind of waltzing through. Freeze ray, freeze ray, freeze ray, freeze ray, and then Megamind swimming into dehydration goes. They try to make their way towards each other in the fucking barrage of everything flying around.
it,
Hmm.
it
I think
should
that'd be
end.
a really
It
fun
should end
moment.
with them pointing the guns point blank at each other, then click click. Oh no, my weapon appears to have run out of energy, and they just like stand there trying to get the gun fixing, just trying to fix it. They wasted all their
And
energy
then and then
shooting everything
and
around them.
then and then, and then the
And
winner just fixes their gun first, and they shoot at the
Or
other.
Gru just punches him in the
no, what I
face, and he just gets knocked out.
Oh, that yeah, that too.
all right, I'm pretty sure if you looked up the size difference between the two, I'm pretty sure Megamind is like a fucking toothpick. Yeah,
Yeah,
toothpick. He's a fucking toothpick compared
so's
to
Gru.
Gru.
Just like Gru's got a bulkier body
That's
due to his weird proportions, and Megamind's got a fatter head.
yeah.
What I'm what
I think it'd be
I
really
think
fun.
um debate wise, I'm pretty sure the minion's hard to carry, which
Which
is
is
all the more
tragic.
it's all the more reason why I think killing them is really lame. If you find them really annoying, can you just not write them to be as annoying? They're capable of being decent. The first
Uh, they're
movie is proof of
they're
this.
they're capable of being squashed liver.
I think this being one of the most requested matchups of all time, only to completely throw away a huge aspect of one of the characters' arsenals because quote unquote they're annoying is questionable.
Yeah, and I think Crash and Spyro are annoying, so I don't care.
At what point are these points connected?
I understand
They're both
Crash. What's
annoying.
annoying about Spyro, and which version of him?
The way he's
He
stressed.
Hyper Hyper talked to this to me earlier today. The only reason he loves Spyro and with Crash is because it's that they fought each other,
That
and
was a
he refu
joke. I said that was a joke. That's not the actual reason. I just found them kind of annoying. That's it.
You never gave an example. I
Yeah, here's my example. I don't care.
The funniest thing here is imagining Spyro listening to all this slander and having the same delayed reaction to it as he did in the death battle, just staring blankly, and only
No,
then realizing
dude.
what was said.
I know.
No,
Okay.
no, it's funny to
Okay.
me that you're pitching this scenario. This is literally how Spyro 1 starts. Nasty Nork gets slandered on TV and he's like, "Oh fuck this."
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a 10-minute
But,
buffering time.
Exactly. Anyways,
Yeah, no, he
I,
got really good service from where he is. His
Unlike
place is like
Spyro's brain.
surrounded in metal and concrete.
I joke, but like I joke, but like yeah, no, I think the minions can be there as normal, like they can be fine or whatever. But I do at least want to see a couple of them get freeze rayed and smashed to pieces, or not freeze rayed.
Freeze raid?
Dehydration doesn't just smash. Yeah, dehydration gun. They both freeze or whatever,
It's-
and then just smash to pieces. That's all I want.
I'm pretty sure the minions are unkillable.
Well, I'm pretty sure your face is not.
There are ways to kill them. Also, the
But
dehydration
does
gun
Mega
wouldn't
Man
kill them.
have
It
those
would
ways?
just the dehydration gun wouldn't kill them. It would just like keep them from doing anything. They will have no way to get out of it.
I mean, you could just smash them as this foot when they're dehydrated.
Possibly, but he could also just leave them and not waste his time. They're not going to get out of there.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess this show also like showed a bunch of other uses that gun has as well, like the different variations in like one episode.
I do think
It's the one where
Another
he
reason-
actually it's the one where he actually uses it, which I'm pretty sure they did because of freaking backlash about it.
no, the way it was developed, it was basically one season split in half. I don't think there's enough time for them to just rewrite so much.
What feats?
No, it's just one scene.
What is the
Just one
minion's
scene,
stat
they
line
definitely do
anyway?
I'm pretty sure the minions have some continental shit or something higher, but I don't know the exact quotes or feats to pull from. I just see a lot of people talking about how OP the minions
I
are.
guess it'd be between that and
which
then like
doesn't-
the Binky feat.
The fun thing for me, and yet another reason why I don't want the minions gone immediately, is they're still stupid. They can be easily manipulated. We've seen this. And Mega Man can literally turn himself into Gru and then command the minions against the actual Gru.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, I want them there now. That sounds awesome.
That would be amusing, yeah.
No, it would be really, it'd be really
Megamind
funny.
wins by becoming Gru.
No, what's funny to me, like the minions are going after him, and then Gru's able to call them name by name, and that's how they realize they've been duped. Like, Kevin, what the fuck are you doing?
Now he'd pronounce it wrong. He'd call him like
That-
Kevin.
Oh my god, that would be a fucking awesome scene. I don't really mind who wins at this point, to be honest. I do like Megamind more, but whoever wins can whoever win. I think it's cool.
And I think
I
that
think, I think Minion and the minions should have an interaction because the lore reason why he had to change his name is because of the minions. That was the meta joke, so you can take advantage of that too.
you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that actually does it for news now. It's not really much. 2 new matchups and the Doco's gone and we know Ang Travel is happening now. That's it, and I don't imagine there'll be any more update next time we do this. Which will be, I mean, next time we do this, the Kickstarter will be over, so we can talk about the end result.
We
But-
could talk about Hulk versus Godzilla right now. I
Now
know
we're
it's
moving
not a
on
favorite
to
of yours, but I
Versus
imagine-
Void.
Okay.
I have not watched this one.
Yeah, this was just one we saw in passing. It looked kind of neat from what I saw. Apparently that I
If anyone
if
not
I'm
looking on
mistaken-
screen, it's a Winter Soldier versus Guile animation.
If I'm not mistaken. Oh,
Isn't this
wait a
this-
minute. I
Big
recognize
isn't
this
this-
guy. Yeah, this is the guy
Yeah.
who made the whole Saitama animation.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Oh, okay.
dude, that takes me back. That's been a while.
Wait a minute. Wait, the only reason I linked this here is because you linked it here, Gumball. I was like, oh, that looks interesting. But no, this is like 3 years old.
Yeah.
You fucking clown.
I mean, who cares? We were kind of dry on versus stuff anyways because most of the people's attention were on the Kickstarter and I barely could have find other stuff. So like highlighting some old stuff, it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, this was like really cool from what I saw of it, and just like the way this guy animates it was
Alright,
really cool.
I guess to put something into Versus Void, I will give a small update on my Versus show, not Death Battle. Anyone got a problem with that?
Nope.
So,
No.
the next episode, Mewtwo Caller, is being worked on. It is, a lot of it's gotten done. There's a certain part of the animation that will take a bit longer to get done. It is a bigger thing than I've done before. And because of that, which I'm not entirely in control of, I have to wait for someone else to help. And while that's being done, Juan and I are jumping forward and working on future episodes as well. So hopefully, when Mewtwo Cooler does drop, some of those other episodes have mostly been completed, so we'll be able to be a little more consistent, like back in the old days of Not Death Battle, back when it was kind of shit, and be able to get some more consistent episodes from the end of this year to the start of next year going. So that's your update of Not Death Battle. There you go.
Yep, this has been some really brief news segments. So
Let me
far.
know down below who you think's going to win Mewtwo Cooler. Just tell me. It's up to you to guess whether I'm going to even take it seriously or not. That's the beauty of Not
Okay,
Death Battle.
so-
You don't know whether I'm going to genuinely analyze it or if I'm going to do Mewtwo plushie versus an actual cooler.
I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have. I think there's going to be some bias at play. Like Mewtwo's going to get the advantage, but then that one guy from that one YouTube playlist of important videos is going to walk down and take an uncomfortably long time to get there. He's going to be like, "I love refrigerators," and then Mewtwo dies.
Hyper?
If you understand that reference,
Hyper,
Cool.
what do you think?
I
don't think he. I don't think he thinks.
Gumball,
He just-
yeah,
let
you're
him
right.
speak.
I don't. Yeah.
No, Hyper, you decide for yourself whether you think or not. Don't let him decide whether you think or not. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a music moment.
That's true. Alright, so, I only know of Mighty's remaster. I don't know if any others have dropped. I've not been keeping up with this part. This week's been very busy for me. These weeks have been very busy for me.
Just my name for Therewolf.
I'm actively listening to the full course rail remaster right now. You both suck at your job.
No, as I said, I've been very busy these last 2 weeks. I've not been keeping up.
No, you have more of an excuse. He's just stupid. You're fine.
Opinion,
Yeah,
Hyper?
no.
No, he disagrees.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I guess there's a full course will and a Mighty remaster. At least one of those I'll listen to after this is over because I really like Mighty. I
was just highlighting because Therewolf made a remaster with Mighty.
Yep.
That's why I meant.
Yeah, no. Both of these are really damn good remasters. Really good glow up, which is insane because one of them's Mighty. I didn't even think it could be capable of a glow up. I'm surprised by how much that one's held up over the years.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But we're
Guitar
going
solo still sends me.
going on to
Dude,
actual commission tracks. We have the vocal version of Black and Spirit Shadowed Heart, which I've not listened to yet, and I want to.
I like it. It's only a female voice singer, so I'm pretty sure this is from Rose's perspective.
Maybe. I
Not
mean,
to say
are you going
not to
to
say that-
going to question Rogues how Rogue chooses to identify? Excuse me, Gumball.
Well, probably a little bit. because in the upload they labeled Rogue as an X-Men character, not a fairy tale one. They mistook it for the fucking yeah. What is it with fairy tale characters getting disabled? We had Natsu being a Hunter x Hunter character in 1 minute melee. Now this.
I swear there was another one that is just not coming to mind right now, but there was another one with a fairy tale character.
Yes, I could fucking imagine, but so not to say that the vocal's bad, but I would probably prefer listening to the instrumentals because the instrumentals I think highlight the orchestra part of the fairy tale soundtrack well, but absolutely nails the PS1 aesthetic and that soundboard, and that makes me super nostalgic. And I think the vocal kind of distracts me a bit from that kind of thing. They're two different experiences, I'm gonna say. And ultimately, I would prefer the instrumental, but the vocal is not bad by any stretch of the means.
Following that, we have Ask Not the Devil, which I'm going to assume ends with How the Human Cries, if it was a full quote, which is Virgil versus Satsuki. I listened to a bit of this one.
It vibes.
I think it started. I think it started strong.
I like I like how the cover is kind of like reminiscent of like the Ryuku versus Shadow cover.
I liked what I heard of it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a full listen to later.
Virgil tracks just haven't been my thing. Probably because most of the time they're just Virgil tracks.
I got a commissioned Virgil versus Shadow Moon sometime.
Virgil doesn't like sharing when he's in a commission track.
I will force
unless
him
it's
to share with
Spencer,
Shadow
in which
Moon.
case it's just Spencer.
Actually, so I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent. Having just actually like gone and watched Kamen Rider Black and RX, it says a lot to me that Shadow Moon has two banger matchups that I never hear anyone talk about, and they instead talk about him versus Darth Maul, which, from what I saw of the connection list, amounts to their blades are red.
I'm so glad that this is a trade exclusive to Darth Maul.
It's also like they're cyborgs, but the way it's worded is a tragedy happened that turned them into cyborgs. No. Darth Maul was a bloke who then got cut in half and became a cyborg. Shadow Moon's story begins with he was forcefully turned into a cyborg. There's a huge difference there in the way that the whole cyborg thing is framed, you know? And also, fucking every superpowered character in the Showa era is a goddamn cyborg, aside from maybe Amazon, but they're really wishy-washy on that. What the hell do you mean? Like, this is like, you might as well say that Darth Maul and him both have arms. And then there's the whole they become pirates after they lost.
By the end of it.
Shadow Moon becoming a pirate, that's a superhero Tyson thing. At least, if it happens, it might be in Decade, but it's not a thing in Black and Black RX, his main sources. Meanwhile, you have Shadow Moon versus Virgil, which is very simple but makes every lick of sense, and Shadow Moon versus Knives Millions, which is just perfect. And it just tells me people have not watched Black and Black RX, and people just really want a Darth Maul matchup. So anyway, I will
still can't. Yes.
I'll genuinely consider commissioning Virgil Shadow Moon in the future.
Alright, well, if you keep this up, Nemesis, we might be able to make it past the hour mark after all.
Well, I just stopped short because I didn't want to go like too overboard with it. This is why I'm ending it.
Well, listen.
I might consider the commission because Shadow Moon versus Knives Millions. I don't remember Knives music at all from Trigun. I'll need to listen.
You and your son are the most vocal Toku fans here. If you want to educate them, you are more than welcome to go ahead.
Well, I don't want to alienate either of you, like, too much.
I mean, like, I'm semi-invested, honestly. I'm looking for a Virgil matchup where he's actually getting an equal amount of focus instead of just him dominating.
Right, so Virgil, Shadow Moon, the dynamic is that Shadow Moon's fights all amount to him essentially being a Devil May Cry boss where he just walks through attacks. He just walks through them and things are going on. So Virgil's throwing out all his attacks and he just tanks them all. while Virgil has to dodge his back. That's the dynamic.
Oh, that sounds raw. All right.
That's okay.
Right now, my favorite Virgil matchup is Zeldris, and I know that's a Seven Deadly Sins character, but this is one that's not attached to any weird stuff.
So yeah, Shadow Moon.
So, yeah, I'm interested in learning more about him down the line.
I will say that something you can do is have
got...
Virgil use his like space cutting sword, cut the Satan Saber in half, and then Shadow Moon just dual wields the cut off half as its own entire sword because he can do that. He can just turn it into two swords.
Okay, wait, you've been saying Shadow Doom, and every time I had to like correct myself in my mind because I was thinking, wait, are you talking about Doom?
No,
Because
Shadow.
Dr. Doom,
Sorry, Shadow Moon. To be clear, his name is Shadow Moon.
Oh, Moon.
Sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
Yeah, no, because I see
Yeah.
Doom is the next track.
Fair enough.
Okay. Hyper, when you said that you were mistaking Shadow Doom for something else, I thought you were talking about the new Shadow game coming out.
No.
No, I don't imagine Doom's going to be in that. Or at least I hope not, because no one likes him.
Never say never.
Never.
Has he
Anyways,
ever shown
Dr.
up
Doom
since
versus...
Shadow the Hedgehog, outside of like any comics maybe?
I think he's basically alluded to in Sonic Frontiers to talk about how he played a role back in the old days of Shadow's creation, and that he found it's in Dr. Eggman's logs. I forget how it's referenced, but he does bring up Black Doom.
Actually, if Black Doom does come back, I can start shilling Black Doom versus Wiseman the Wicked from Nights into Dreams, just because I think that matchup is kind of cool, just aesthetically.
Listen, we need a nice matchup that's not just Knights versus Klonoa, because I don't like that one.
Wiseman
Knights
the
versus
Wicked
Battleon Micah.
versus Black Doom. I don't have all the things on me, and I'm not gonna like push super hard for it until I play a Knights game. Because I don't want to be one of those people who just pushes for matchups for characters he doesn't know at all. At least not too much, you know.
Does
I'll
Battleon
push a little
Wonderworld
bit.
count?
Hmm?
Does Battleon Wonderworld count?
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna push too hard.
All
I'll
right,
still
next.
push for it, but I'm not gonna like push full force if I don't know, enough to say. I want to leave that little space where if someone's like, oh no, actually, that kind of goes against like the whole thematic purpose of a character, or this character's entire kit just objectively turns off the other characters entirely in every single conceivable way. There is no possible fight dynamic here. I want to be able to go, oh, I wasn't aware of that. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, Dr. Doom.
Yeah,
Hyper's been trying to
Doom
bring
what
up a
thou
couple
wilt.
times.
Doctor Doom versus Aleister Crowley, which would be much funnier if it wasn't a Toaru character, but like the guy, just the real guy.
The real guy.
Just the real guy, Aleister
What
Crowley.
the-
Like, I want to talk to you about occultism, and Doom just fucking punches him and just dies.
Dr. Doom's matchup pool is so funny because you have Lex Luthor, and then the rest of it are anime characters, specifically ones
Black
that
Adam.
fall under just one specific subnet
Black
of
Adam.
franchises. Oh yeah.
That's the
Okay.
best one.
Well, you got two.
That's the best one.
It
Though
is the
Luthor
best
is
one.
still a good
It-
matchup, I will say. Black Adam is the best one.
I've been thinking about Black Adam versus Megatron lately. I think that's the.
I can see it, but I also don't think that like, again, same issue I have with a lot of Megatron matchups. His whole melee style is grappling. Can't grapple Black Adam. Black Adam is tiny.
I mean, like, you still can grapple him.
No, he
It's
can't. He
physically
can't put him in a
possible.
hold. He can't like do anything fancy. He's a gladiator who grapples like a Greco-Roman wrestler. I can't do that. This is a case where the size difference is a big deal. Megatron can't do his whole thing in melee combat
Hold
with
on.
Black Adam.
Hold up. I won't go
Black
out of my.
Adam gets bigger.
I won't. No, I won't go out of my way to refute it because obviously you know the character. But I would be appalled if Shazam powers don't let Black Adam change his size.
I've never seen him do that. And if he did, I'd be appalled
no.
if they didn't use that in the death battle. Just because I think that would have been funny.
Yeah, no.
If Black Adam started to grow giant and then stopped and was like, I'm still not big enough for this to matter. and then just charges him, just charges Apocalypse normal.
Okay. Anyway, so
anyway, wouldn't it be
this
funny
Therewolf
if like the
character-
real life Aleister Crowley just like came on Doom's hand and was like that was his attack, and Doom's like, what's this supposed to do? Why is your magic all about sex? Is there nothing else about you? And then just kills him. You guys don't know anything about Aleister Crowley, do you?
No.
I do not,
Okay.
but this sounds really fun.
Well, we move on
It
to
does.
Spirits of the Wild, or the vocal version, which is cool because I'm still not entirely sure how to pronounce that name, but they did Temper Splits, and I love that. And this one, from what I heard, was also cool.
No, I absolutely adore this one. As a Studio Ghibli fan, I think this is equally as mesmerizing with a hint of tragedy.
As someone
As
whose
the chorus-
second favorite animated film of all time is Princess Mononoke, and potentially, I mean, second favorite, it's hard, because there's also the original Land Before Time, which I have a really strong connection to, but it's one of those two. It's either second or third. And, like, I love Sand,
dude,
I love Princess Mononoke,
Studio-
and Del Toro Quest is a little bit after my time. Yeah, I wasn't a child anymore, but it's like required Australian reading, you know? You can't not read at least one Del Toro Quest book. You gotta read at least one.
So fun fact, the animated series is actually free on YouTube, so I think English dub as well.
Funnily enough,
So
I never
might
finished
check
the
out
animated
Del
series.
Toro Quest.
Like, I read the books. I don't think I read all of them, but like I read a decent chunk of them.
I didn't.
A long time ago.
I didn't realize it was so closely ingrained to Australian pop culture,
mean,
of all things.
They're not anymore, but like back in the day, they were big. It was an Australian property, big enough to get a Japanese anime made of it. Like,
Okay.
I can't think
you
of
said
like
this
an
is-
Australian thing
you
that's
said
had
this
that
is
big
after-
impact, like in outside of Australia, sort of like, you know, like Mad Max has, Crocodile Dundee has, Steve Irwin's Existence has, in Britain especially, our cricket team has, you know, they wake up in a cold sweat over that. Bluey, I believe, is Australian. That's had an impact recently, in more recent times.
Oh, absolutely. So
And
alright, so since you actually know the Toro Quest, what are your thoughts on the matchup?
I think I need to go through, refresh my understanding of things. Like I said, it's been a while. I remember liking Jasmine.
If it's actually good, I might actually try to pitch it as a matchup to people, because Studio Ghibli's my shit. If we can get a Studio Ghibli combatant, that's all I need.
San is like
Studio Ghibli
one of
is
the
peak.
only Ghibli characters I think could work in versus.
Yeah.
Like, along with
'Cause,
Ashihara,
you know, most of it's just kind of slice of life
like
stuff.
in
Yeah.
the same movie, and Howl, using both the movie and the book, has a lot of shit going on that you could play off.
I think Hal versus the Beast is a really fun matchup, but I don't know how far you can get dynamically.
I prefer Howl versus Wei Wuxian from Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, which I think also works
Well,
better
I don't
because
know that.
they're both
I don't know the
physically
character,
not the
but I'll
most
take your word
impressive.
for it.
Wei Wuxian's got a very similar thing going on, very similar story, in terms of like the whole progression, you know, becoming a monster and then falling in love and all that, and also the whole like the fact that both of them were incredibly important pieces of literature. Like, their stories are very like, how do I put this? I'm not sure I can like word it correctly, but the original book for Howl's Moving Castle is quite important. It's quite an important novel, and so is Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation.
Okay. I think what source material you want to prioritize will determine which matchup is better. I imagine, because film Hell versus Beauty and the Beast, that just kind of you understand it right away when someone describes it to you.
Let me just tell you, if you knew Wei Wuxian, you would also understand that immediately, even if you've only seen the movie.
Yeah.
I also just think that the animation in Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, like the animated series, I think I would prefer to see that sort of aesthetic against Howl's Moving Castle, that darker, like rougher aesthetic, as opposed to the really bright, the bright nature
Completely
of Beauty and the
valid.
Beast.
Completely valid.
Um,
I think Disney and Studio Ghibli as a pairing though,
I think it's
that
neat
kind
as a
of
pairing.
has its own expectations.
I think it's neat as a pairing. I don't know how much I'd want to see the Beast, just because there's not a lot he can do.
Yeah. Okay, so
The
it would be the whole castles against it. All right, one more thing. I know, sorry for the tangent. And she's absolutely not someone that I would put in verses. But it is so funny to me that Ponyo was probably the strongest Studio Ghibli character.
I need to look into that.
Just existing, fucked with reality so hard that the moon was going to crash into the planet.
I need to look into more, like, of the characters. I want to know what Ashitaka has. Like, I don't know what match. Like, I've seen, like, obviously you've shown me a new Hal matchup. So Hal's got 2 in my eyes now. San has Jasmine. Also has Fang and Spear. I think their names are from Primal. I haven't gone around to watching that. I need to. I want to.
Primal is fucking amazing.
I've heard.
I think it is better than Samurai Jack.
But I've not seen anything for Ashitaka before.
Isn't there Wander from Shadow of the Colossus?
I still need to play. I bought Shadow of the Colossus like 2 years ago to play it, and just haven't gotten around to it yet because there's so many games.
It was. I want to call it a casual crowd pleaser because it was in some circles. It was a community death battle in the official server before it became official. It was one of those matchups, so it didn't get too much people talking about it. I know Tales of Earthsea isn't anyone's particular favorite movie, but I really liked it. I'm trying to think if there's a matchup for people there, but again, tangent. We got other stuff to cover.
Yeah.
What's next?
We have Tot Regalia, Uda versus Nonon. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
No,
One
no,
Piece versus
yeah,
Killer
I have.
This is
So, like,
such
okay,
a
the thing
like
with-
looking like imagining these two next to each other is so Rena coded. Like, it's devastatingly Rena coded. Like, is it
Why?
not so
Okay.
Rena coded?
Okay, I mean, yeah, I begged Rena to watch the movie, and she said it was like one of the favorite things she ever saw. And I'm like, yeah,
Fucking knew
I
it.
guess you could
fucking
say.
knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I was correct.
But no, the thing about this is just funny. Is just like they're both like music performers, and it's like the reasons for both. Because like individually, like you get it, but then like when you compare them, it's really funny. Because like for Nana, she's just a performer because of reasons. I think she just kind of enjoys it, from what I remember.
Base.
For Utah,
Oh, that's how. It's
Gumball, I don't think you've seen it, have you?
I mean, you can explain it. It'll be in one ear out the other.
So the reason for her and why she sings specifically in the movie is because she's trying to like draw everyone into her music so that she could put them to sleep and then basically kill everyone because she thinks the world is too depressing to live in.
Lol,
So she
now
uses
even.
her music to stay in this dream world to make everyone happy forever, so they don't have to
So
live in the real world.
she's an Uchiha.
Yeah, this is Mamoru Uchiha.
Like that's just
Yeah, basically, yeah.
yeah.
Because
Isn't
basically she was
isn't she
traumatized as a kid when she first
So
like
is-
summoned like this
So
music beast.
so
and
she's
killed
Obito.
Wait, hold on.
So it's
Isn't
Obito.
this? Yeah, probably Obito.
This is This is an Obito matchup, I think. Get Yakuza Ray out of here. Kick her out. Get Obito in here.
Isn't this fucking
So like the contrast of like why they sing is to me is just hilarious.
no, isn't she Luffy's sister?
Not blood related, but I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people speculate as to what her role in Luffy's family line is.
It isn't.
I mean, she's just Shanks's adopted daughter, and I guess you could maybe say
Don't
that
need to
they
read so
do
far
have-
into it. She's just adopted, okay? End the story.
Well,
Tail over.
our no, Nemesis adopted people can be family too. Shut up.
Yeah,
and secondly,
exactly. That's
yes,
what I'm
yes,
saying.
we have to.
She's adopted.
Yes,
That's what
anyway,
makes
yes.
her part of the family. Story over. Don't need to read into it.
Well, when I asked if she was Luffy's sister, you were insistent on no.
I wasn't insistent on anything.
Well, anyway,
Traxney, I guess. But I will say, it does. I at least from what I can tell, it focuses, I think, on the lighter songs of Yuta, because despite the cover using
Aw.
Top Musica, which is not a light song at all, I could frickin' tell you that now.
Boo. That makes me sad. I mean, I'll need to listen to it though to see if I like it or not.
No, her lighter music is still really good. Like,
I just can't.
God, there's
I just can't picture Jakuzure without just the most unnecessarily dramatic, over-the-top symphonies. That's the
I
vibe.
guess that's another one. I guess if the commissioner asked for, I have no idea, but if they like wanted to angle for like a more like big bombastic like dramatic one, they could have easily used Top Musica, which is my personal favorite, and the music in general, and that her songs are just absolutely insane. And like there's some of the best music I've ever heard. Period. I won't lie, from that movie.
you know, I'm gonna get tomatoes thrown at me for this, but when I'm thinking like, what if I want to make a commission just to hear a song? Don't care about the matchup at all. I want to put two characters together for music potential.
Just listen. To the
How would
song.
her versus Miku go?
I would
Like,
kill you. I would slit your throat. I would gut you. I would hang you by your intestines.
Hatsune Miku.
You should
I
put
think
Hatsune
Hatsune
Miku
Miku
against
is
the
funny,
Kamen Rider.
but do
I think
not
that would
put
be funny.
Yuta next to her. She does not deserve that. I do not. No. And also,
Are you scared of Hatsune Miku, Hyper?
She
no,
does solo
I
One
want
Piece.
you. No,
Like she does.
no. I want
just like a
Yuta to
fact.
be happy forever. I do not want her to be next to Yuta. I do not want Yuta to be next to freaking Hatsune Miku and overwhelm her brain. You plebeian!
Oh, I'm the plebe, and
Yeah.
you want her to be eternally happy, so you're trying to forcibly remove her from having
Yeah, exactly.
access to Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, exactly.
to
I'm just
forcibly
doing exactly
remove her
what
from
the
being happy.
Avatar.
You're depriving someone of Hatsune Miku in an attempt to make them happy.
Real
or-
talk, I'm sure she would love meeting Hatsune Miku. I'm like,
she should give Miku a punch
95%
bomb. I
certain.
think that would work.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was cool.
That's that
Next one.
Superstar, which I just want to say, that's a pretty good name. That's a pretty good name for Mario vs. Kirby.
Superstar.
I listened to this one a couple of times.
Yeah, what
It's
a
good
fucking
at
job.
capturing Kirby's art style, music style, because I'm pretty sure Kirby officially hard relies on MIDI as a music source. So it's pretty easy to replicate their sound, at least for Yates, because he also uses MIDI and other music softwares on the regular. So obviously he has a lot of experience with it, and he's really good at replicating Kirby's music. This is very clear in tracks like this one, Heart of Darkness, A Matter Most Dark. That's why consistently I think Kirby has the best commission tracks when it comes to representing the series in question.
I like
Alright,
the guitar
wow.
solo that Therewolf does.
Yeah, I need to listen to this. I've listened to a bit of this. Now, this is like the first half of this one. It's a long one. It's like 5 minutes long. It's not like a 3-minute short. I need to finish it.
This is not a loop track. Thank God.
All right.
um,
That goes. that's it for Brandon. He's gone now.
No.
I have consumed him. We move on to Therewolf.
Therewolf has had a pretty slow thing because
I
he missed a day because I'm not sure why. Then he uploaded.
why did you say
Consuming
because
versus-
when you didn't know?
Because
Idiot. I don't.
Goofy.
This name is like so close to being good, and then it just like stop. This is not, and that's Wanna Play God, Zilla. X versus Red.
this I've listened to this track more times than I reasonably should have.
I've not gotten
Why?
around to this, but like that name could have just been Wanna Play God, and it would have fit both perfectly. You didn't need to add the Zilla part.
Zilla.
I think
It just reads like a dad joke. Wanna play God, Zilla.
maybe it's the way you're dressed.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this track's good.
Yeah, I made the joke first.
Alright, then
Anyway,
there's Face
There are
the
good
Beast.
tracks, there are really good tracks, and then there are tracks that are good enough to sell you on the matchup. And this got close, and that's concerning because this is Sonic.exe. I do not like him.
I'm gonna look. I know I'm probably gonna make some people mad, but I think doing that matchup's just weird to me. It's very weird. Creepypastas in general is just not my thing, so I just find that weird. But chat cool. Very cool.
I'm surprised that creepypastas aren't your thing. Or I
Why?
guess mildly surprised. Well, because one of your favorite episodes was Carnage vs. Lucy, I thought horror would be more your forte.
I mean,
What?
Carnage
No,
vs.
that doesn't
Lucy
mean-
does
I mean-
read like a creepypasta.
Okay, I mean, like I get
I'm-
like
I'm-
the horror
I'm
thing,
raining-
but like
it's
horror
raining-
and okay.
It's raining, you're bleeding, Carnage is starving is just straight up like a creepypasta line. Like that's something Jeff the Killer would say, but he would say Jeffy boy is starving. Like,
No,
that
he
is-
would
that
say
is-
that I came in
that
and stabbed your balls.
literally is just a Jeff the Killer line, straight up.
I get it. Okay. Look, I get it. I understand. Like, liking horror, you might like creepypastas, but like the thing is that I like horror because it's like it's like the horror of like the unknown of like certain things of like. I just like the horror of the horror. Simple as that. I know words. The creepypasta is just weird because it's
also
just like it's
say-
based off like.
If Hyper was a huge
Well, not-
horror fan, that gives him more reason not to be a fan of creepypasta.
No,
Because there are maybe like 3
uh,
that are genuinely scary out of millions.
I think Godzilla. What do you think of Godzilla NES?
I only remember it from that one AVGN episode.
I'm asking the guy who lives and breathes Godzilla. I feel like he would have something more substantial to say.
Godzilla NES is pretty good. It definitely veers too far into the same kind of like gross for the sake of gross elements that a lot of creepypastas can. And it is, I want to say, hard carried by the visuals of like the images attached to the story that are very good recreations of like what certain characters would look like in the game if they existed at the time. I will say the sequel I've not checked out. I've not looked at the sequel, and the canonical follow-on where Red just kind of becomes like a super cosmic monster anyway in Colossal Kaiju Combat, which might not be canon anymore because of like other stuff he might be showing up in. Either way, it's kind of stupid for Red to continue existing, but it is what it is, and I think
Red's
Godzilla NES
design-
creepypasta is pretty good. By creepypasta standards, it's
What-
fucking phenomenal.
And we don't really need to ask about the quality of Sonic.exe because the creepypasta
Sonic.exe
forums
somehow is
really-
not even the worst part of its own series.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, we don't need to
the
touch
second
on.
one
We don't.
is
we
so
don't-
phenomenally bad. It redefines
We-
what it means to be a crappy pasta. It's truly, that
No,
story is
quite-
bull
quite
freaking
literally.
bullshit.
No, quite literally, the people behind the creepypasta forums called out Sonic.exe, deleted it, and said, "Hey, Do not submit stories like this. These are not scary. You are wasting your time. And then we can not talk about the creator, and instead, I guess, lots of people are focusing on retellings of Sonic.exe that
And
are far more
this is why
competent with
you
the
should ignore
concept.
creepypasta, and you should look at other forms of internet horror. Internet horror short films, analog horror, fucking horror games, ARGs that are horror themed. They're always better than creepypasta. Always.
I think
Unless it's the painter. That's horrible. But like, that's neither here nor there.
I think scary stories to tell in the dark is scarier. You remember those?
Alright, we have the next track, Face the Beast. Angela from Library of Ruinia versus, how do I say this to annoy Art? Lussamine from Pokemon.
Lust of mine.
Yeah, lust of yours.
Yes. I'm honest about it. What about you?
I have no strong feelings.
Well,
Yeah.
I tried to look up what Library of Ruinia was, and the best I got was Catch a Life, so that's not a good first impression.
I don't know it at all. I know it by name. For all I know, it's a story about a book that's name is John.
Well, I have a pretty solid idea. It might involve.
An indie deck-building turn-based role-playing game developed and published by South Korean studio Project Moon, a direct sequel to 2018's Lobotomy Corporation. The game generally received mixed to negative reviews on console.
Oh.
About Lobotomy
Lobotomy
Corporation.
Lobotomy Corporation. I remember that.
So an
name.
indie horror roguelike strategy management simulation game gets followed on with an indie deck-building turn-based RPG, which then gets followed on by a strategy role-playing game, Limbus Company. So we've got we've got a trilogy of games that all play completely differently to one another.
Jeez.
That would... this feels like if you had a trilogy of games that was just Danganronpa, Final Fantasy II, Super Mario Bros. 3. Except, why'd I slot Final Fantasy II in there? That game's fucking horrendous. And I've not listened to this track. I'm sure it's good. I only listened to one of theirs of the three. Because it was the most recent one. Does the gimbal want to speak anything?
This is Tuaru again versus Blue Archive.
Yes,
I don't know the names of the
it is
characters.
a certain
I just know
hero's
that
Order of Light. Last Order versus Iris Tendo. Tuaru versus...
I know that Red Runner did a cover art for this. He pitched a different name, but the commissioner was pretty adamant on this one.
I want this name to be as clunky as possible. But respect. Going with your heart, not with your mind. Or I guess just going with what you want. Why did I made that sound so backhanded? Respect. But also, that is not a good name. That is just not a good one. That is too long.
From what I've been told of this matchup, this is a Misaka clone who is far weaker than a lot of the other ones, and is more so one who plays behind the scenes, versus a little girl whose gun is bigger than Misaka.
Yeah.
Based, actually.
I remember having that combo.
Absolutely
Yeah, I
based.
remember that guy. I remember that.
Goated.
It's so funny when during that convo it was like, yeah, that is.
It's so funny when something close to Rena gets exploded by a giant gun.
Gun.
Alright, I think that's it for Music Moment, though.
I'm so glad we were able to beat. We have this huge Studio Ghibli tangent. We talk about Virgil matchups, and then Gun. Very productive.
We move on to Paragraph Pasta with Link versus the Tarnish, specifically Wild Link versus the Tarnish by my boy Bang again. And
Bang
This
bangs.
this one
there
addresses things.
is so many items.
Do, do they talk about how Link can create a giant wooden penis monster?
I don't know. There was so much here. I don't remember.
I don't
It's only
remember either.
worth reading if I see the wooden penis.
I just know that
I mean, he won.
you can go read
so
that
I
if you want
imagine
to see who wins. If you have a strong opinion on the winner, go read the blog. All right, we can move on because I kind of don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
Because
it's-
there's a lot of
it's a long read.
there's just a lot of stuff that's like here's something that gets brought up a lot. Let's talk about whether this is real or not.
Mhm.
I think Elden Ring. This is a really popular matchup. We can just talk about the matchup generally for a bit because I do want this blog to get some attention.
Right, we can't talk
I
about
know
the
that
matchup.
people
It's
have
neat.
been people have been wanting separate versions of Link in verses for a while now because compositing it always seemed to rub them the wrong way. So Wild Link seems like a good starting point.
Yeah,
I
I
know
feel
that
like
I know that Elden Ring.
if a certain someone didn't have such an attachment to Skyrim versus Dark Souls, the Tarnish would have been the first from that whole like sphere to show up in Death Battle, because he's the one that's like relevant right now, and I'd say he's a lot more popular than pretty much anyone before him currently.
Yeah.
That sounds about accurate. Uh, but honestly, just if you had Elden Ring in a Death Battle episode, my God, imagine like Link versus Tarnished came out, say a year or two after Elden Ring released. That would have been the most popular episode of the season, bar none. I think
Mm.
it's Elden Ring.
Gojo Makima. No.
It's Elden Ring.
It's not popular than JJK and Chainsaw Man together. No way.
I think it has. I
Dude,
think
mean,
it has an argument.
I think you're delusional.
Hold on, remind me what the other franchise is in this whole equation?
I said, Legend of Zelda
Oh,
and
right,
Elden
Legend
Ring.
of Zelda, is it? So I wonder how popular Legend of Zelda is. It can't be that popular.
Or, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's just boil it down to the wild games. You know, I'm sure they're not like topping the charts of the most successful Zelda games in franchise history and one of the most successful Nintendo
Link versus
consoles.
Cloud's view count versus Gojo Makima's.
All right, cool. That's a bad matchup. This is a good matchup.
Shut up.
Where's the lie?
Yeah, cool. Where's the lie in the view counts?
Where's
Alright,
remind me
cool.
where Link
That's
vs
not
Cloud
Elden
1
Ring.
is?
Oh.
Just gonna say the view count doesn't like what was Gojo Makima's again? Like a good 5 mil, maybe nearing up to 6 mil, not bad. What was Link Cloud's again?
Link
Was
Cloud
that like 12 mil maybe? Like maybe just like
20,
double?
21. I see.
Like,
I see.
I'm
the
just
game you're
saying,
playing here.
when you look up Link versus
Yeah,
Cloud, you're
yeah.
not only going to get
Yeah.
the newer one showing up in your like in what comes up. You know, it's not exclusively the new one that pops up.
Plus, it's endorsed by Bill Clinton. I think that one
Okay,
kid
we can move on to the next section.
gets
Ordeal.
bro gets proven wrong. Tries to change the conversation.
I'm not wrong. I'm just not gonna deal with this.
You're not just
It's
wrong,
that
you're
simple.
also
It's that
ratioed.
simple.
All right, we start with Fortnite again. What's up with this?
Fortnite
Yep.
Marvel season released. It's awesome. I love it. I'm posting a clip here immediately because I had this saved during the whole time
not
because I
showing
was
it.
ready for it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. So anyway, all right. So this season has been rated T because Doctor Doom has decided that the age rating simply cannot handle the shit that he has done. The Fantastic Four are dead. The Silver Surfer is dead. Magneto is dead. Galactus is dead. Ultron's probably dead, but he's not going to care if this is Ultron.
Why is
And
Magneto
Thanos.
dead? That's
And
sad.
Thanos is
Doom
dead.
likes Magneto.
Yeah, no, Magneto. Yeah, Magneto showed up 2/3 throughout the season, and he's like, "We're doomed." Dies. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, no,
Um,
but
so so basically, to give a timeline of events, you had the super secret society kidnapped Peely, that's the banana, and then God showed up, Greek mythology, and then it turned into the apocalypse because God's reckoning was God's reckoning, and then Doctor Doom showed up, and that's where we're at right now.
And next is Terry in Street Fighter 6.
Oh, no,
oh no,
dude,
no, like, because like the way Fortnite presents Doctor Doom is like super engaging. Like, I think the characterization they've done with Doctor Doom, like with the audio logs and just like his design, is like honestly some of the best that Doom has ever been portrayed.
yeah.
And also,
All right,
and,
so like, so Doom has been like, he absorbed the power of Pandora's box, and the box is telling him to do things. And so while he is conquering all of this, he is also because Fortnite is strong.
Is it
But
like
I think
a jar like it's supposed to be in Fortnite, or is it like the incorrect presentation of a physical box?
It's the incorrect presentation.
Boo!
You already know.
Lame.
It's a giant ass it's a giant ass treasure that basically holds hell inside of it, and he's going to be using it to summon Mephisto. I know that much. So basically, not only is he battling the rest of Fortnite, he's also battling his own mind because it's being eaten away at by Pandora. All the while, even after killing all of these people, he was still nice enough to give everyone Lytheria ice cream so that they would be calm during this terrifying time for them. Just to show that he still cares about his country above all else. The battle pass in particular is incredible.
yep.
All right, I wanna talk about how it peaks at the beginning, because
Gwenpool, popular Fortnite skin right now, by the way.
Yeah, she is bar none the most popular Fortnite skin, which by the narrative of how her powers work now makes her one of the most powerful Marvel characters. I won't elaborate. You're just going to have to live with it.
Yeah, the more popular character wins, literally.
And then next is Don Cheadle, another highlight. War Machine is so cool. A lot of his mythics
are very fun and balanced. They already were nerfed by the time of this recording, by the way.
Yeah. You know how badly Genos got his ass beat? That's what he does to an average Fortnite lobby.
Yep.
But probably even more casually.
Yep.
He also has an Iron Patriot color palette. I don't know if that's a Fortnite original or not. But it looks really cool.
Iron Patriot is not a War Machine thing, it's a Green Goblin thing.
Weird. Yeah.
The Iron Patriot is Green
after that, it's
Goblin.
like just okay. After that is I think Wolverine Peely.
And no one cares about him, but I think it's funny that they gave him his own song, and it's a Western.
Yep. And then after that is a character I'm pretty sure both of us didn't know existed until this battle pass.
All right, Nemesis, get ready to insult us. Shit.
Oh,
Emma
you
Frost,
fucking idiot!
come
You don't
on.
even remember? God, what are you, stupid?
Yeah, Emma Frost. Yeah, with Emma
Dumbass.
Frost. She's in this season, and we didn't know. I confused her for the other the DC variant of Killer Frost, and I thought, oh, Killer Frost. I'm like, wait, no, that's a DC character. Oh wait, Marvel has their own version. I never knew that. Cool.
Yeah, Emma
Do you
Frost.
not know who Emma Frost is?
Emma Frost's.
No.
That's acceptable.
You
I
know,
like Emma well enough,
people
but
are-
she's not the most like thrilling of these psychics among the X-Men.
People were freaking the fuck out. Maybe we were talking about it. But like whenever we talked about the X-Men, my mind obviously goes to the main lineup and Jubilee, who is my favorite.
I will let you know that
But
Emma Frost is like one of the most important members of the team right now.
hey, right now, the recency bias, that might be why she's here.
Not even that reason. It's been like a couple decades.
Has it?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's pretty damn important.
Okay.
Okay.
After that, you have Captain Jonesy. Again, don't really care. But he has a stealth variant. It's like a black suit. I'm wondering if Captain America has a black suit of his own. Might be worth looking into, just so we can see how Hongo gets past it.
He just by getting past it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that's the boring
I've
explanation.
got like
We
7
need to find the
episodes
full
of the
reason.
Showa era left before I finish with it.
Okay, after that is Mysterio. They really hyped up Mysterio in particular. His variants
Never
are
heard of him. He can't be that
insane.
important.
No, this is what me and Gumball talked about. Well, why is Mysterio so hyped up in gaming? Like they made him the final boss of like that, like in Friend or Foe that required all Spider-Man's villains to team up with him to take down Mysterio.
And Blade, and Blade, and
And Blade,
Iron
yeah.
Fist.
Yeah, and Iron Fist.
Okay, no.
And then in Shattered Dimensions, like Mysterio was like this. Okay.
no, I was talking.
No,
To
you know,
Okay. Yeah, no, Mysterio was like the main villain in Shattered Dimensions with like multiple Spider-Mans across different dimensions had to team up to take down Mysterio. And I'm like, dang, why are they gassing him up like crazy? But then people will always remember that one where he had the giant life bar but then died in one hit.
yeah, that was also Friend or Foe. You know, odds are, if we sat down and read the comics enough, maybe Mysterio is just fucking terrifying and we just never acknowledged it because he has a fishbowl for a head.
Maybe.
Actually, Spider-Man, it's not an illusion this time. This is a real shotgun. I just fucking shoot people now.
Yeah, why didn't you just pull up a Glock, idiot?
because Spider-Man can dodge faster than the speed of light. Idiot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you got the spider sense and something like that. Like, you would have to overload the senses somehow, and that's not easy to do.
My spider sense is tingling.
He's not.
That's a fucking gun.
But you're the one who's getting smoked, Gabi.
Yeah, and then the last battle pass for the main battle pass
Um,
is Black Panther, the female one.
Oh, okay.
Isn't her name Shuri? I read the.
Yeah.
I read some of the Black
It
Panther
should be
run.
Shuri.
I'm pretty sure she's been heavily. Yeah, it is. She's been heavily repurposed because, if I'm not remembering things wrong, she was just like a normal woman that was Black Panther's love interest. But it seems she's been completely repurposed to be under the Black Panther entirely, which obviously this is comics. Not really a surprise for me.
Yeah,
But
it's cool. I'm interested.
I hear that this is like mainly a MCU thing. Or like,
Yeah.
and this is someone who's I have never seen a single MCU movie.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
So a lot
Go
of
back.
this is
Go back.
lost
Go
on
back.
me.
What? I checked out for a second. What did you say earlier?
Never seen a single
Um,
MCU movie. Yes, that's what he said.
Not that.
And I don't think he cares about that. I'm talking about Zuri.
Shuri
I
is,
read a little bit of the
Shuri is not T'Challa's love interest. What? She's his
Alright,
sister,
then
man.
I got names mixed up. Okay,
Oh.
then yeah, I absolutely got
fucking-
names mixed up then.
And she was Black Panther as far back as like 2005, I think.
I'm pretty sure the run I read for T'Challa was in the 90s.
Crazy.
It was Wakanda Gate was very much like a topic of discussion in the series. So
Oh my
fucking
god.
Wakanda Gate, that yeah. Isn't Marvel incredible? After that you got some bonus rewards, like more variants. Dark Gwenpool that was a really fucking cool reference to see.
Yeah, and obviously, obviously, like later on in the season, the real Doom. By the way, there is a Doom boss fight, but it's a Doom bot which does the foot dive, which is based. But the real Doom's gonna show up later as another skin you can get, which I think is great because you can like save up to keep hyping up Doom because Fortnite seems to love Doom more than Marvel right now.
They love Doom. They just love Robert Downey Jr. more.
I guess you're allergic to Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, a lot of people would be by this point.
Anyway, yeah, that's basically the season. Highlight is
we-
Captain
Gwenpool.
America's Mighty Shield and Gwenpool, yes.
All right.
Alright,
So
now
also
we can
one
move
more thing. One more quick thing.
Fuck's sake.
I'm pretty sure this has been revealed already, but we are supposed to get the playable Fantastic Four sometime down the line. That is heavily speculated, if not confirmed, by this point. I think I'm pretty sure that's huge because Fantastic Four hasn't gotten much of a focus unless it was to kill one of them off.
Alright, we can move on
Okay,
to
now we
Terry
can
now.
move on.
Terry's in
Terry,
Street
I
Fighter
haven't
6.
actually
Alright,
seen this yet.
That's it. That's all it is. He's in Street Fighter 6.
There was
Well,
like a
no,
new
no.
arcade mode that came out, basically.
I never
Alright,
it
there
never
was
dawned
also
on
a
me how
trailer.
much Terry's outfit looks like boomsticks, and like now I can't unsee it.
Yeah, I know you said that, now I can't unsee it either.
White shirt, red
you-
vest, blue pants, red and white hat.
Doesn't have a dad.
Doesn't have a dad.
See, the joke can be funny. I think people are just mean.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, there was a gameplay trailer basically that showed off Terry.
You know, there are some animations that actually call back to some King of Fighter OVAs, or Fatal Fury OVAs, one of the two.
And obviously in that trailer they have him fight Ken.
And speaking of, his arcade mode is meeting up with Ken, after many years of not sparring with him before. So this canonizes the King of Fighters crossover games that Street Fighter has done in the past, which is very interesting. I'm not even trying to bring this in for a versus reason, because Morgan from Darkstalkers was playable in those games. So this probably means that Darkstalkers.
I don't know how
Um,
much it canonizes specifically those games, but it canonizes King of Fighters or Fatal Fury in general. I don't know if there are references to King of Fighters, because I know there's some like issues canonically with Fatal Fury and King of Fighters in terms of like how interconnected they are.
If Street Fighter cared about lore issues, and Bison wouldn't be here. So
No, that one makes sense. And Bison just is that kind of annoyingly keeps coming back kind of guy. It's not a matter of it not making
Well, the
sense. It's a
trailer-
matter of just nobody wanted it to happen. Why is he trying to be
but
Rao?
anyway, bro, thank you, Growl. But anyway, so if we assume that this canonizes those games, just for the sake of the assumption, this would canonize Darkstalkers by extension, and call it wishful thinking. I am really hoping that we get some Darkstalkers characters later on, because I know that more guest fighters are coming. So it's either going to be Morgan or Felicia.
Okay, but what
but
if one of
I
the guest
do think-
fighters
I do think both
is
is possible.
Scorpion, and he's better in this than he is in Mortal Kombat?
They give him better animations in Street Fighter.
Just keep up the running gag that Scorpion is better in any game. That's not
Unironically
his.
though, Liu Kang would go fucking hard, like classic Liu Kang, not like lightning fire dickhead god Liu Kang, like proper Liu Kang would be really cool.
I do not think Warner Brothers is going to be getting along anyone to make that happen, but
I guess
will
if
keep the idea
anything,
open.
because of M1K, they would be like, no, you do Raiden if you're gonna do the normal guy, because he's the normal guy now. We don't want anyone to get confused. And like, yeah, but like that wouldn't be as cool. Also, Blanca's already
Here
there,
is
so if you want like the lightning guy, just play Blanca.
I think it would be really funny if we got a Tekken character to return the favor. Probably Gene, or maybe Lars.
No,
Lars
it's just going
is
to be
a
Heihachi.
favorite of mine.
I think
Probably
it
going to
would
be Heihachi.
I think it'd be cool if they got like Scorpion, but like as Hanzo.
Isn't Hanzo a kid right now in timeline?
No, he means like real Scorpion.
Real Scorpion. Yeah, I mean Scorpion, like Scorpion as a human.
Hanzo Hasashi currently is a child. I don't know why Liu Kang did this, and he is training under Kuai Liang, which I guess is like a cool little inversion of the classic era, where Scorpion kind of like looked over Kuai Liang after finding out that like he wasn't Bihan, and was like, "Oh shit, I killed your brother. Sorry about that." But like,
But anyway, so
or they just do Johnny
Obvi-
Cage. That's also possible. That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Johnny obviously would be the best choice, but looking at other fighting game franchises, Darkstalkers is a big one. If they brought in fucking Red Earth, that would be such a deep cut.
It would just be Morrigan.
Tessa would be so fun.
Yeah.
I think Felicia has a good shot. She's basically the unofficial mascot of the series.
And Morrigan is the official mascot of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could also be Dimitri, but
Um,
no one's asking for him.
It's funny because Dimitri is like, he's one of the most popular characters, but he's also just fodder.
It would be funny if it was just like Pyron, like just completely out of nowhere. What's he doing here? Why is he here? How does he fit in? Fuck you, Pyron's here now. Maybe
That'd
they'll
be
grow some
funny.
balls, and the crossover they'll do is they'll just finally make Hagar playable.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Oh,
Hagar just comes back,
That's
like,
the
"I'm
play.
not dead, bitch."
That me pile driving that shark might have been fake, but me blowing up that side of the planet and making sure that you never see the light of day again, that's not just that's
real
not just
shit.
gonna happen. It's gonna be, yeah, that's just gonna be some real shit. That's gonna be part of my campaign. um,
Anyways, I think we can move on to
no,
the
no,
final-
I think it'd be really fun to just kind of speculate some
No,
potential guest characters.
No.
Why?
because I say so.
I want to talk about Ragda, the Blood Edge, and Street Fighter.
Anyways, last section. Normally this would be the matching matchup sections.
I
We're
realized
kinda-
we
we're kinda
could have
fresh.
any of these times we could have talked about the Guilty Gear crossover fighter.
Oh yeah.
Man.
All right. Yeah. So fucking Cyberpunk 2077.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no, that's such a random thing to me. But yeah, Cyberpunk said the Guilty Gear. That's gonna be crazy.
That's cool, but like, can you do a Ragnar in there? Because that, do you have any idea how fucking hard that would go? If they did another trailer and he had guest fighter and you just heard Ragnar's voice, like, give me a break. Like, he's just sick of this, but he's there now and he's got to fucking put up with it. That would be so. That would just Ragnar in Guilty Gear or Soul in BlazBlue, but right now it's Guilty Gear time. Ragnar in Guilty Gear would go insane.
This is such bullshit. Why can't you just put me in a cooking game, visual or novel where nothing all that bad happens? I just want to have a day off, have a beer. I don't even know if I drink, but I absolutely should after putting up a few assholes. I just want to go lie down, cry to sleep,
You
move on
assholes.
with my day.
Why am I a higher tier in this game than my own? Come on.
I swear to God, if you put Ruby Rose in this game over me, I will make sure that my scythe goes so far up your ass as you will be a shish kebab.
Now,
Do you
Hyde
understand
from
me?
On the Night in Birth would not go hard. I think a better On the Night character could be chosen, but it'd be neat.
Carmine.
Carmine would. I was thinking more like Batista. I think fits the aesthetic of Guilty Gear better. Or fucking Merkava would be cool. Or just Waldstein.
Alright, it's
Just
not.
do Waldstein.
It's not even fucking Under Night, but Akatsuki. He literally just kind of barged in. He
That would
moved
be
into
perfect
the franchise.
if like Hyde got like an invitation and then Akatsuki just bumped in and he got it and he's in the game now. And his entire story is that a bunch of random Guilty Gear characters are vaguely intrigued by his engine, and he just immediately assumes that they're trying to take it because that's what his life is like.
Sorry, Sorry for moving in unannounced. My last series didn't go quite as well as we hoped because it was Japanese exclusive, among other reasons. I tried staying with 100 Night in Birth, but it would appear that they need some more attention, so I selected myself as ambassador to
I
become
was
a
gonna
guest
be,
fighter here. Is that
I was
okay?
hanging around under night and I was happy, and then they dragged me into this one big ass crossover with all these fuckers. You know what? I didn't need that. I didn't need that in my life.
But you know what? I'm here now,
All right, now we can
and that
move
can
on,
either
Hyper.
be
Now we can move on, Hyper.
okay. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay,
Uh,
so
This is
normally
blank.
this would be matchups, but we're fresh out of ideas.
Simply put, obviously there's no shortage of matchups to talk about. You're gonna see that in a bit. It just so happens that our interests are
Do
so
I dare
all over the place.
do I dare make the statement? Leave a comment below on some matchups we could discuss about. Do I dare say that?
Like this video.
Do I dare? Because I can't always think of any off the top of my head.
The problem isn't matchups to think about. The problem is that
Ones where we
our
all
combined.
know them.
All right,
Yeah.
so this one is a hypothetical given by Gimbal as to what we would choose for
Yep.
stretch goals on the Death Battle Kickstarter.
Huggy
So the-
Wuggy versus Jumbo Josh.
Joker versus
All
Jono.
right, so
I'm
right,
just saying
so-
that would be like one of the first things I put down. Let's assume that
Alright, so-
none of the ones there exist,
Alright.
and let's also assume we're not allowed to double dip into ones that were already chosen.
all right,
Joker
so what
Jono.
this
That's like the big
basically
one.
is. All right, so what this is an exercise. So obviously you understand the Kickstarter works, and matchups are
He's
revealed
just
to
going
get
to
the hype
explain
train
what I already did,
rolling.
but like longer.
Yeah. Yes. There's no catch. Yes.
See, there's a reason I'm a YouTuber and you're not. I can keep things concise when I need to.
All right. Cool. You need runtime, so here.
Yeah, we're really stretching for
So-
that 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Joker Jono is like the immediate option. Especially because it
this
feels like they're
isn't-
going to do that anyway. I feel like it would just fit in.
These are matchups that these aren't exactly like our most wanted. We're trying to think as an executive. We want eyes on this project. What matchups get eyes on this project?
Joker versus Jono.
And whatever one.
Just gonna keep
Yes,
saying
yes,
it.
yes.
That's the one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think I've got it. Asura versus
Yeah, mum.
Mike
Guy.
Can you kick him
I
out
think
of the chat? Do
I
you
think
have that ability?
I think I'd rather Azura versus All Might.
Yeah.
Let's think. So for the
Okay.
announcement video, Joker Jono's an obvious one to put in there. Just like announce the comeback with Joker Jono, people would go fucking wild, and they would lose their fucking minds. Just to put it bluntly, their shit would collectively rocket out their asses in good and bad ways.
Yeah, no, I can get that, but I was about to suggest something similar to it. I was going to just say Kira Adachi because I know pretty much everyone loves that one a lot. Like people always gas it up and guess it every second. It's kind of become its new mini Colex, which I find very funny because now I'm on the opposite end where I think it's a cool matchup, but I don't really have that much attachment to it. So I think that would be a good pick as well.
I definitely think Kiradachi would be a good choice. At the same time, though, I think for like a wider audience, Joker Jono would definitely get more attention.
I get
Especially
that,
because like there is this pervasive like hype as to how OP Golden Experience Requiem is. People are like, oh, this is like the strongest stand ever. This is the most impressive, important ever stand. And then people will either like agree with that or they will argue against it with some other stand that I do not know the name of. And like that's the whole thing.
We've had the Joker versus Giuliano discussion before, and speaking of matchups we've talked about before, I'm pretty confident in my choice being a really good one. Captain America versus Kamen Rider Ichigo.
I definitely think that
To
wouldn't
say
be
that-
a bad choice. I'm not sure if I would be one that I would front load as like
I
one
think
of
it would be
the-
like a lower. I think it would be like
That's
a
a
lower
stretch goal
tier.
one. I think if you were going to do a Kamen Rider matchup, you would want it to be one that like would have a debate to it and would have people debating. Like you want a debatable matchup, like debatable matchups for the return, like the big reveal of the first two, because you want people to talk not just about how hyped they are, but also start debating and like get that whole train rolling again. Which is why Bowser Eggman and Bardock
One,
Omni Man were such amazing choices. Um,
yeah,
Cap versus Ichigo is not what you would call like an even matchup.
but on that note, I think out of any franchise, the most anticipated one for versus right now, as far as inner circles go, do believe is Kamen Rider.
I think
And Steve is one of the most anticipated run backers for Death Battle.
I
His
think
first outing was literally
you
basically just
don't
an apology
want
to
to
Batman.
cater to the inner circle because the inner circle, if you were going to call them that, are the people who are likely to pay regardless of what you show up. Regardless of what you rock up with,
Alright.
they're going to pay anyway because they're the hardcore fans. You want something that'll lure
Okay.
people in who aren't those hardcore fans who've already decided from the beginning that they're going to support the show.
Alright, so I
So,
want to continue my point.
yes.
So, I have thought of that. Obviously Marvel alone is a selling point, but the casual community, I have seen firsthand, Toku is just starting to take over these past few years, really, really hard.
Which is why if you really wanted to get
Um,
people going, you put in Godzilla vs. Ultraman. People would lose their fucking minds. That's
That
one
would
of the
actually,
Toku matchups.
yeah, no, I think that would be a really good one too. I just kind of think Kamen Rider as a franchise is probably the most anticipated in FL
I
right
feel
now.
like Aubergio versus Dracon would get a big reaction. It wouldn't be a good place to start. Same with Decade versus Gokai Red. Another amazing matchup, not the best place to start. I'm quite partial to Aubergio versus Ultraman Belial, but that's not like a big enough matchup that it would definitely get people noticing. Um, hmm. Amazon versus Blanca wouldn't be a bad shout, but it's definitely like not a big, super popular one. You probably want to go with a Heisei character, because the Heisei era is the most popular, well-known era of Kamen Rider these days. Um, but like the big matchups are ones like
All right, so
I'd say Cap Pongo as like a stretch goal. Maybe one of the earlier ones or like one of the
yes,
middle tier ones. Definitely not like something you front loaded with.
I was thinking maybe like some cartoon matchup because I know those get a lot of buzz
I
as well.
was thinking
all
Ang
right.
versus the protagonist from the Ale House would
Shut up.
be a good shout. Why shut up? Is there like a bit that I don't know here? Am I not aware of something hipper? This is blissful ignorance right now. This is not malice.
Maybe
Nothing.
it's the way you're dressed.
Maybe it's the way you should.
We're gonna have to bleep that one out.
Yeah, I realized that. Just timestamp this moment really quickly.
Huh? I've timestamped it. You
You
just told him to
Thanks
Mandela.
for-
You just hit him with the Mandela catalog. Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
What actually is the
Thank you
problem,
for-
Hyper? Like, let me know if you got like a problem with the matchup.
I can't pronounce their names. That's literally it.
There's a reason I call her the protagonist
Okay.
from the Owl House.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing. When I pronounce someone's name wrong and just thousands of people jump me in the comments, that's where we get the protagonist from the Owl House and the protagonist from Killer Instinct instead of their actual names. That's what you get.
Well,
Ah.
I can pronounce loose.
I mean, Homer versus Peter.
Um,
Actually, I'm thinking about that would also be like a crazy thing to just
Oh.
throw with the intro.
Homer
But maybe
Homer versus Peter.
uh
Homer versus Peter is a big. I was thinking Mickey versus Bugs or Donald versus Daffy, but we already have Tom versus Wiley on the way.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
with that, still,
Mickey
but even
Bugs
with that,
should be a stretch goal, like a late stretch goal, like where they have Simone Kyle, you put Mickey Bugs, or where they have Ruby Marker, you put Mickey Bugs, or where they have maybe not Gru Megamind, because that's not going to happen. That's the stretch goal we're not going to reach. But if we do, that's where you put Mickey Bugs. That's one of the ones you throw in
Yeah,
at the
like
end to be like, anyway, you guys wanted this one, right?
you guys really want
I'm trying
it.
not to like
You
dip
want
into
it, don't you?
Tournament of Champions too much though, which is why I'm a little hesitant on Anne versus the protagonist from the L House.
Yeah. They've been loving the Tournament of Champion matchups,
Yes.
which obviously makes sense.
I'm happy because I'm happy, and I'm also happy people aren't making a fuss. They shouldn't happen because our episode with Tom Wiley's episode. Who cares? Just have them. Just have them happen. Like I'm happy they are.
I really don't think. I really don't think that strong
I
of
don't.
an argument was necessary, but okay.
I'm not big on it, but
Oh.
like, it's not about me. It's not about me. Any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just happy they're happening. But I do think like some of those ideas would be cool.
All right.
I guess maybe like the big one for me would be like this is definitely just a bot. This is definitely just like okay, cat, I get it.
I
You don't
guess
have to
one thing
prove-
is I have to consider one of the big things about Bowser Eggman that was such a crazy reveal was, or two of the big things was army fight and hand drawn. How do we recapture that? I guess Monokuma Kora Sensei would be a good way to go about it. But I mean, Danganronpa is
actually,
probably
I
pretty
guess-
fucking big.
Actually, yeah, no, Danganronpa's very dedicated. That's actually a very good point.
Unnecessarily so.
I was actually going to. I was going to steal Hyper's thunder. Actually, hand drawn episode Ness versus Frisk.
Yeah, you're stupid. That's stop. No, stop.
That's
No,
at best.
no.
I think that's a stretch goal one. That's a stretch goaler.
I would cry.
I think,
don't.
but that
Don't you
I guess
dare.
I think
I-
Joker Giorno and Monokuma Kora Sensei would be a great opening.
All
But
right.
I'm starting to
But
think
Hyper-
maybe we should think more about there should be a Dragon Ball here.
Yeah.
'Cause- But then like
I
what are the good Dragon Ball like I guess Gogeta versus Omnimon would get a hell of a response if that was also hand drawn, and they also showed it as an army
Listen.
fight with Heroes Gogeta summoning a bunch of other fusions, or Omnimon summoning. Can
Alright,
Omnimon
but-
summon? I've heard someone tell me that Omnimon can summon Digimon, but
I
I
think.
am not going to quote. I'll quote. I forget his name.
All right.
Oh God.
Like.
But Omnimon summoning like a bunch of other Digimon, like other fusions to help him out too. That would get a crazy reaction.
Yes, but so like Omni-Man getting a run back is something, but at least they actively withheld on comic
Yeah,
material because
that is
they
the
want to keep
thing.
the door open.
Omni-Man
Like Gogeta
specifically
run back.
is probably the most viable of any recent season because they left out like almost all of Omni-Man's story, so that can be talked about. Gogeta, they literally talk about objectively everything you could talk about across the entire franchise history with them. There is nothing new.
They also accounted for hero stuff.
That's what do you fuck do you think I was talking about? Everything in this franchise history. Do you think Heroes would not count as part of that? Muppet.
I would like it to not count. I don't like it very much.
So there is that issue, but like I'm trying to think like what are the big Dragon Ball matchups with like because like the thing with Gogeta Omnimon, it would also get a huge response because that's fucking Omnimon, that's Digimon coming back.
All right,
I
so
don't imagine Piccolo Knuckles would
I
get
have-
like the craziest reaction. It'd be like, yeah, that's cool, but then a lot of people would
I'm
just
going
be
to
whining
tell-
about it.
All right, so like, here's my thought process, and I'm telling Hyper to shut up ahead of time. I'm not going to hear any rebuttal, even if you hate the idea. It makes sense, and it would get attention. Moro versus T-Rex. That was
Yeah.
a pretty big one.
I could see that working, but then again,
Yeah.
if you're going to use a pony, I feel like a pony character, a My Little Pony character, T-Rex a big one, but like he's not a main six, he's not Discord, he's not one of the big names, and he hasn't been relevant in like years.
Yeah, he's a Dragon Ball villain stuck in My Little Pony, essentially.
He originates
It's
as
also
more of
that
like
matchup.
he originates as fucking Satan. He's essentially Chernobog from Fantasia in My Little Pony, and then he became he downgraded into a Dragon Ball villain from being literally Satan. Which is why I think T-Rack would be so much cooler to base a fight around. But like, you can't do that because that's not what people know. But it's so much cooler. Anyway, Krill and
Is it
Yamcha
possible to like
Shinhan
composite?
don't really. I think you would composite it. I think they would composite. They would give him like the bag and like the chariot. But like the characterization would be based around Mark Ackerson's portrayal as T-Rex in Friendship is Magic, as opposed to the classic portrayal in the original series, or in the original like the first ever animated media of My Little Pony ever, period ever, as opposed to Gen 4 T-Rex, who's very much just Grogar, but like dressed up as T-Rex.
All right. See, I don't know this kind of stuff, and Hyper definitely wouldn't. But like, this is a matchup that I could see working as a stretch goal probably earlier on because
Yeah,
Moro
I
is
think stretch
still
goal.
a manga exclusive. All right, so
Cell
we were to
versus
cheat a
Cell
little
versus
bit and
Garo.
use a tournament
Cell versus
champion-
Garo. That
Who?
Cell versus Garo. That would get one
Oh.
massive reaction.
That's a
That-
great, that's a
No,
great
yeah,
Oh.
move Monokuma
Any-
Kora Sensei to a stretch goal. Cell versus Garo, opening up with Joker Giorno, especially if Cell Garo was like, it would be done by Devil Artemis, so that would get a huge response. It's the Cell guy
honest-
doing Cell.
honest-
If they show off like a 2-second clip of Cosmic Garo, imagine the reaction that would get. Just a
Oh my
brief
God, yeah.
appearance of like the cosmic look. Oh my god.
You can't honestly you can't go wrong with Cell in general. Super Scroll is like a really popular one. Marvel always gets attention. Metal Overlord and that huge HD kind of Double Artemis thing, that would also be really hype. Any choice is a good choice, I think, of those three.
I mean, honestly, I think even Cell Sephiroth would get a huge response if they cut to a supernova with Safer Sephiroth. The one thing that wasn't used in Sephiroth Virgil is Safer Sephiroth. But I think Cell Garo would be the way to go, because One Punch Man return, huge.
Okay.
All right.
And I think that's
No, what is
We've dealt with the first two.
My Hero Academia.
Let me hold on.
That would still be.
How many
would still be
matchups
uber
are
relevant.
on? Gumball, could you go back and just regale me on how many matchups are on the thing in general? Let's do like a
Okay,
whole alternate
so,
alternate history death battle Kickstarter.
I
All right,
kind of
so-
wanted to end this soon because I need to go.
Don't worry, we will end this
We can
soon.
speedrun this.
Okay.
Yeah, we can speedrun this. All right, so Bardock versus Omni-Man, and Mahito versus Shigaraki, Aang versus Traveler, Ash versus Yugi, Hulkzilla.
God, Ash versus Yugi, that would be a
Elise.
tough one to replace. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the Kickstarter myself. I'm gonna put in the matchups we came up with and see if I can make this alternate future a thing. Someone make like a version of the stretch goal image, but like with our versions. That'd be cool. I can do that myself, but I'm very
Yeah.
busy. All right, so we have Kratos Azura. I think that's the one where we replace with Monokuma Kora Sensei. I think that'll work.
Yeah.
We can ignore the rematches.
Um,
Mahito Shigeru. Oh,
Although-
right. Hold on. Light Columbo. What does that even
like-
get replaced with? As like a bonus.
I don't think. I don't
I
think,
think-
we really need to.
I think
change
that one we
since
just
that's
leave.
not traditional.
That one we just leave. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
the rematches. Then
Um,
Mahito Shigaraki. We can put Captain America versus Kamen Rider Ichigo there.
Yep. For the sake of indulgement, let's say that the one that's going to be
Hold on.
rematched is
Hold
Chief versus Slayer, right?
Hold on. Aang
Um,
versus Traveler. We have to think of a matchup that would be getting enough pushback that they would move it back and go, we're doing it anyway.
Moro versus T-Rex.
Nah. I don't think that would get a huge
No.
pushback. I think that would get a lot of
No.
support. Not
No,
everyone's
it would just
hyper.
not show up.
Jonesy versus Booster Gold, because it's Fortnite.
Nah.
That's a really
People
popular...
people would be very supportive
Oh.
of that for the meme.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna
Well, I don't
replace
wanna-
Ash versus Yugi with Jenga versus Dan, Beyblade Bakugan, because fuck you. I'm indulging myself on that one. It is like the spiritual successor to Ash versus Yugi as a matchup.
Yeah.
God, what
Hmm.
would get like I would want to say another Yan Shen matchup, but that's like the one. Like if it was Raiden versus Raiden, I could see like getting pushed back, but not a lot because people would be too horny.
Um, I'm thinking World of Warcraft in that
Not
general
not
vicinity.
Illidan
'Cause,
versus Yao. I mean, I could see definitely no, definitely Ghidorah's. I'm on the losing side of not being a fan of that one. So I guess
hmm.
Scott Pilgrim versus Kazuma.
Uh,
You know what? I'm gonna put that there just
there's
because
a
I think it'd
time.
be funny. Just because I think it'd be funny to imply that that would be the one that gets the negative response.
All right, I
What did
just
we say would
realized.
replace Simone versus White Lantern?
I don't think we gave one specifically, but Palpatine versus Xehanort sounds like it can fit.
Eh?
Maybe. I'm thinking like from the
No.
previous poll, like the original ballot, like a matchup from there.
All right, regular time. If we want to stick to 2D.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one actually. Yeah. Then Ruby Maka. Oh fuck.
I
Mickey
feel like we.
Bucks.
Mickey Bugs actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's a good one. Hulk Godzilla. This is the one that replaces Scott Kazuma. Um, do I
Hmm.
play into the meme and make a Ghidorah Deathwing? Do I do that? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Okay. All right. Hulkzilla. Do we want to focus on another round one loser, like Homer versus Peter?
Yeah, let's make it Homer versus Peter. Why not?
Yeah, those
I
two.
think that'd be funny. It just gets replaced with Homer Peter, and then Gru Megamind. Like what's a matchup that's probably not going to get reached, but would be cool if it did.
Maxwell versus Sackboy?
Yeah,
Or is
sure.
that not good
Why not?
enough?
Oh, I just realized I'm going to play Scott
Uh,
Kazuma with Steve versus Emmett because
yeah.
man, that got a bigger negative reaction than Scott Kazuma did. I nearly said
If
Scott Lester. That's what I did that one.
on one hand, like I have my criticisms with it, but people were people.
So,
Yeah,
anyone willing to edit it together? It was Joker Giorno, Selgaro as the start, stretch goals, Monokuma Kora Sensei, Captain America, Kamen Rider Ichigo, Steve Emmett, Jinga Dan, Finn and Jake Mordecai Rigby, Mickey Bugs, Homer Peter, Maxwell Sackboy. Kind of a stacked lineup, but obviously there is a degree of bias in the picks that we can't avoid. It's just ones that we like or think would be cool. But
And Light versus
and
Limbo will remain.
look at that, Hyper. I managed to get through that without putting Moro T-Rek on there. You're welcome.
yay.
I'm not even like that against the
And
matchup. I
that
mean, I'm not for the matchup either. I'm very completely neutral to it. My opinion changes every time I think about it because it's not that important to me. All right, that's the end of the
I
video. Bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Hyper.
Bye.
Say fuck off, Gumball.
fuck off.
No.